Hey guys, just before we get into the tier list video, if you're part of the 54% of people that watch these videos and aren't subscribed, do yourself a favour, hit that subscribe button. I put a TCG video out every single day. Let's get into the fun stuff. ADP Milotic. Now, I think we can all agree Milotic is a really good attacker. You know, plus 50 for each retreat cost. Against basics with slapping, you've got stuff like you've got Galar Mine and you've got Absol. But I don't think, Joe, I'm 100% convinced that ADP Milotic is the best way to play it, in my humble opinion. Have you given Milotic much thought? What do you feel is the best Milotic variant?
I think it's the worst Milotic variant.
Here we go. Yeah, I like this. I like that I'm actually thinking these cards through good now.
It's like you've gone back in time to when you played ADP Keldeo, and you have to survive long enough to Ultimate Ray, basically. And from the games I've played with Zacian build, sometimes you don't even have time to alter creation for the full value.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I think ADP Milotic is just like so strictly worse than playing it with Zacian. It's absurd. And your damage output is good with Milotic, but it's still trash against Dragapult because it's each one with one retreat cost.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So all that work you're putting in is just not worth it compared to just playing Zacian. So I would put it in LOL tier I'd put it lowest.
Oh wow.
Milotics.
Okay, Jack, is that how you feel about ADP Milotic as well?
I mean, yeah, it feels like a strictly worse ADPization, like we say. It's conditional damage, and it's not got Metal Saucer to get over the hump of not being able to Ultimate Ray. So it's pretty bad. The card itself is pretty interesting.
Yep.
But I think it just struggles with too much to be able to compete effectively, really.
Yeah, I remember when Milotic sort of first got leaked and people on Verbank. Like, so I've learned now. I used to get involved in Verbank all the time. Now I've learned you can't beat Verbank. If someone's dead set on a deck, they're dead. You can't convince them. But I remember reading the comments thinking, are you guys insane? You relying on Ultimate Ray to get this guy set up? You're absolutely bonkers. There were games like Joe said where you don't even get Ultimate Ray, you don't even get your GX off, and you want to just solely rely on that. Are you absolutely bonkers? And like we said, Dragapult's to stage 1 with a warm retreat. So we're going to do 60 or 90, sorry, after you've Ject. Oh, that's incredible. Like, get out of him. People annoy me sometimes. Like, I'm actually getting heated thinking about it. Let's move on. I'm leaving it in LOL. That's a terrible, silly people. All right. Now, speaking of Milotic, though, I think if you are dead set on playing Milotic, I do think that Frostmoth is the way to go. That lets you lean into other water type attackers, like you can lean into a 1/1 Lapras if you want. I think the big one you pick up though is the potential of Palkia GX. I think that can maybe start swinging your what's it called, Dragapult matchups back. Probably not, but it's an option. What do you think, Joe, about Milotic Frostmoth?
Yeah, that's my favourite way to play it as well. I think it has the most advantages over the other options. I'm still a little bit concerned that you have to commit a lot of bench and like deck space towards like Absols when you're also trying to filter your deck as quickly as possible with like buckets and trying to get your Moth online and stuff like that. So you got to commit a lot of deck space to ball search and stuff like that to get online. But I think it's probably the best way to play Milotic. After initially thinking that like Milotic's scalable damage looks great on paper, I think it's like usually going to be more work than it's worth, even with Galar Mine and stuff. So I wouldn't put these high tier, but this Milotic list I would probably put at like tier 3 rather than LOL. And I'd put the list in LOL as well.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry about that. We'll get to that one. Yeah, Jack, what do you think about Milotic Frostmoth?
I think all three of these are tier 3/LOL probably, but I think the Welder list might be a little bit better, just because I don't think in a format where we have Boss's Orders, I don't think Frostmoth plus, like you say, the Absols on the bench plus needing a backup attacker, I don't think it can ever really work. So I think Welder is slightly better. That being said, I think they're all pretty low, but I think again the Frostmoth build feels kind of Exodia-y. You need a Frostmoth plus probably a backup Snom. You need a Milotic in the active, maybe even a Milotic on the bench, just because you're probably going to be getting knocked out every turn. But say you don't, you then probably need 1 or 2 Absols out, plus a Galar Mine.
Plus staging.
Galar Mine means you can't be playing things like Viridian and stuff for more energy. You have to play the buckets. The buckets are consistency cards technically, but they're also not draw cards because they're tutor cards, which means they don't help you set up. So I think the Frostmoth variant seems a little bit Exodia-y. It sounds great when it's all set up, but you then just pretty much fold to not being able to find a second Snom sometimes because you can't consistently set up multiple Milotics. Maybe you only need one turn of setting up a load of energy, and then you can pretty happily sacrifice your Frostmoth because you've got attackers online. So maybe it's fine, but I think all of these are pretty low. I initially thought it was I thought it was pretty strong. We've seen this kind of damage do okay in the past, and this is the best retreat-based damage we've ever had. But it just doesn't have the fact it's like the reason why some of these cards have done well in the past is because they've been cheap, and this is not a cheap attacker. So I think Frostmoth is. I think they're all pretty on a par. I'd put them all in 3 or all in LOL, but I think that it's just too much work for what it's worth.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like in the games I've played with it, like you said, like if you're gonna be piling energy on, like if you're playing ADP, why is it not Azation for a start? If you're putting water energy or something, at least have it like Palkia, potential, even a Lapras. Like I don't know, it's just like you need a lot to go in, and because you're having to play a Galar Mine, I found myself like I tried the Jirachi, but then you can't retreat your own Jirachi, so you can't play that. Like you can't you end up messing yourself up, and like you said, you're trying to you want to play buckets, but then you want to play like it's just stop, guys, just stop. It's a pretty card, don't get me wrong, Milotic, it's a nice card, but let's not be messing about. And as for the World Award, I just don't see how you're getting that all involved. Like how are you getting down bare Absols when you're just drawing through your turn, and then if you're gonna be putting down Denes and stuff to help draw through, like Dragapult is gonna lap those up. So I'm not really completely sold on Welder either. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna preface that with saying I haven't even given Welder Milotic the time of day, so I could be wrong. It could be a high flyer in regards to setting up. I just don't think it will be. And if I'm wrong, then you can come back and timestamp this video and say shit, you're wrong. But I'm gonna put myself on the cross on that one and hope that I'm gonna be okay. Right, so that all seems well and good. Let's move on to one I think should be fairly quick to rank. Lapras Electrode. Now I imagine Lapras Electrode was only played because Frostmoth last format wasn't really ideal for getting 8 energy onto a Lapras. Frostmoth wasn't the way to go. Now with Capacious Bucket, I imagine if you are set for playing Lapras for some reason, I imagine Frostmoth is the way to go. Jack, is that a sensible conclusion?
Yeah, 100%. I probably played more played more Lapras Electrode than anyone.
Yeah, okay.
Because I played it for a stream once, and that was enough of that deck. It's great fun, but it's absolutely lol tier.
LOL!
Awful, but it's so much fun. But yeah, like, Frostmoth gets better, so just play the better card.
Yeah? Joe, is that sensible as well, yeah?
Yep. Lol.
Okay, right, so if that being said then, Lapras Frostmoth, where are we hitting that? I mean, I imagine Lapras Frostmoth, in my opinion, is it better than Milotic? I'd like to say potentially it is. Are we in agreement now?
I think it's better than Milotic, for sure.
Yeah. So does that mean it's going to be 2.5?
I think so. Yeah. Palkia seems good if straight Dragapult is the main Dragapult list, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Lapras is another card that could just sit on board and you can just boss and win the game, so that's cool. Its typing's still going to keep it in the lower side of the tier list, but I think it's definitely better than Milotic builds.
Yeah. That's fair to me. Or actually, missed off a Dragapult. VMAXs. Now, Inteleon was a card. I looked at it and I thought, this is rubbish. I'm never going to play this. After playing Malam, though, I thought, Inteleon could go into this same green engine where you're playing stuff like your hammers, you're playing your counter gains, you're playing all that stuff. And let me tell you, that Grand Bullet, if you can stamp them to 4, you put 160 on the board, you're sniping something else for 60, you can line up some absolutely bonkers Boss's orders turns. Like I've done 5 price turns, 4 price turns, happy days. And then the top attack just for 1 and put an energy, return it to the hand. I think it goes to hand. Is also pretty good. With that being said, I can't see it being a high tier threat. It's fun. You win games just from being super disruptive. In my opinion, that and Malam are very similar. Where I think, if you're sort of going the greens route, I've seen people do Frostmoth. I haven't played Frostmoth, so I didn't put it on here. The one I've put here is the more sort of greens, but I guess they're very similar in that sense. But Oh, no, it's like a more offensive Malam. Joe, well, have you looked into Inteleon much? What are you feeling about it?
Yeah, it's actually one of the cards I got like the most heat for after rating it very poorly in my set review. A lot of people were like, I can't believe you've rated this so low. It's actually going to be a real threat in the game.
Okay.
Look what it can do. You can take away an energy from Dragapult early or from ADP early, and like, why are they active? Like they're just
yes, this is true. Yeah.
Why are they active turn 2 unless they've already like done the thing they wanted to do? Trying to like weave in more hammers or more spread stuff to make both of these attacks seem a little bit better is like reasonable, I guess. Like Zigzagoon pushes that 60 to a 70, which is obviously a good number for a bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
Trying to put in crushing hammers to make your 60 attack actually more reasonable seems like okay. Yeah. But it sounds like a lot of non-traditional, non-consistency cards in a stage 1, maybe even multiple stage 1 deck.
Yeah.
And it's like so much work when you could be doing such easier stuff that's more effective. And at the end of the day, like the selling point of its main attack, like the main attack is fine, but Dragapult can do that for 1 less energy, and it's like 30 less damage, basically.
Yes, 30 to that. Yeah. 30
less active and 10 less to the bench, and that 10 is never wasted because you're placing counters. So like for 1 less energy, it's such a big difference in 1 energy. So yeah, I can't see it being good. Yeah,
no, that's fair. Jack, what are you feeling?
Yeah, I agree. It feels like a worse Dragapult. It feels like it's got less flexibility. It's got a worse engine. It's got worse non-EX options. I think it's just a strictly worse Dragapult.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. Like when in the games I have been playing, like I said, I've been playing Greens. I haven't played Frostmoth. I don't feel as if Frostmoth is worth playing. Like you said, it doesn't do enough, in my opinion, to warrant Frostmoth. I feel as if you have to be weaving in something else, more disruption, which is what I've gone down the Greens sort of reset stand, that kind of well. I think the first attack, like you said, Joe, I've rarely used that for good effect in the games I've been playing. Like, I don't know why people are harping on about it as if that's the best bit of the card. I feel as if handlock. If you want energy disruption, weave it in via hammers. I don't feel as if you're using that. Like, I think you're just wasting turns, in my opinion. Like if we're gonna get this big, hefty VMAX out, let's not be doing 60 damage now, lads. Let's be doing something else. And I feel if you can weave in a little bit of handlock with maybe a couple hammer flips here and there, whilst doing the big spread, I think it's decent. That being said, I don't think it's particularly great either. It's fun. It was a fun deck to play and a fun deck to build. But that being said, like I look at these decks now on this tier list, and I'm thinking, I don't know, you're relying on a lot of stuff going your way for it to do well. I'm not sure. Like I said, it is fun though, and it's a deck I'll definitely build and play. With that being said, I look at tier 3. I think it is better than tier 3. I definitely can't put it in the same tier as Toxtricity. So I'm thinking lower end of a tier 0.5, like a 2.75. Does that seem like a fair sort of placement?
Yeah, 2.53.
I think it's probably, in my opinion, it's probably better than Malamar. So I would say 2.5 just to keep it on a par with Malamar.
That's fair.
VMAX. But
they are very similar decks.
You're getting into real.
Yeah, we don't want to nitpick too much. It's fine.
Yeah, I think in there is fun. Like, it is fun though. I will sleeve it up. Like, you'll see me at some League Cup. Like, Shay, what are you playing? Inteleon, like, Shay, come on now, bro. Like, it's a Shay deck all over. It is. But I'm not gonna be like Shay of 2 years ago. We'll be trying to convince you boys now. It's tier 1. You do what's it? But now I've grown up, I've matured a little bit. Like, okay, I might enjoy it. That doesn't necessarily mean it's good.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that video, much appreciated. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't hesitate to subscribe. I try and put out as much stuff here as I can. Full deck profiles plus games, topic conversational pieces regarding anything in the TCG. Check out my Twitter, check out my Facebook. That's where I get most of the updates, sort of see what's going on behind the scenes, all that good stuff. Also check out the SoundCloud for the full bi-weekly podcast. If you're interested, if you like the conversational pieces, go check that out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.